Let me ask you something. Have you ever opened TikTok and thought, how did it know I was interested in that? Or even more strangely, how does it always know what I'm feeling? You scroll for hours, lose track of time, but somehow, the app seems to know exactly what video to throw at you next. What if I told you it's not random? What if TikTok has learned your deepest desires, preferences, and even your emotional triggers so well that it can predict your next move before you even realize it yourself? Stick around, because in the next few minutes, we're diving deep into how TikTok's algorithm has become so powerful that it knows you better than your best friend. And once you understand how it works, you won't look at your feed the same way ever again. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty of how TikTok's algorithm actually works. Most people think it's just a random feed of funny videos, dance challenges, or cat memes, but the truth is much deeper. TikTok doesn't just serve content based on what you like, it analyzes every single thing you do. Every swipe, every pause, every video you scroll past, every second you linger on a video, all of it is data, and all of it is being used to make TikTok's algorithm smarter. When you think about it, TikTok is like a digital detective, gathering clues about your personality, your interests, your mood, and your habits every single time you open the app. It doesn't just track what you watch, but how long you spend watching it, how you engage with the content, and what types of content you prefer at different times of the day. This means that TikTok learns the rhythm of your life and adapts its feed to match it. But here's where it gets really interesting. TikTok doesn't just watch what you do, it's learning from how you feel. For example, let's say you're having a bad day. You might open TikTok to escape or distract yourself. TikTok knows that. It can sense when you're scrolling slower, when you're lingering longer on certain videos, and it knows the exact kind of content you need to pick you up. Maybe it shows you funny cat videos or motivational quotes, content that lightens your mood without you even realizing it. It's not a coincidence, TikTok is learning to control how you feel based on past behaviors. The thing is, TikTok is not guessing what you want. It's using hard data to understand your emotional responses and behavior patterns. It tracks how long you watch specific types of videos, how quickly you scroll past others, and even how you react to certain emotions or subjects. And TikTok doesn't just track your reactions. It learns from them to craft a more personalized, emotionally attuned feed. This gives TikTok an edge over other platforms, as it has mastered the art of emotional manipulation to keep you hooked. Now, let's dive deeper. You might think you have control over what you see, right? But in reality, TikTok knows what you want before you do. It's like a digital psychic. If you've ever wondered why you end up watching content that perfectly matches your mood, it's not just a coincidence. TikTok's algorithm is incredibly sophisticated at predicting what will grab your attention. Let's take a closer look at the science behind this. Every time you like or comment on a video, you're telling TikTok more about yourself than you realize. But that's not all, it's also tracking how you interact with the content. When you pause a video, TikTok knows it. When you replay a clip, it knows that too. It's building a psychological profile of you, and with every interaction, that profile gets more precise. TikTok has gotten so advanced that it can predict your next interest before you even start to search for it. If you've ever found yourself mindlessly scrolling through TikTok, only to have the app show you exactly what you're thinking about, whether it's a new hobby, product, or even a question you haven't fully voiced, well, that's TikTok reading your mind. Let's talk about something a little darker, micro-influencing. You may not realize it, but TikTok is influencing your behavior in ways you can't see. The algorithm's ability to predict what you like means it's constantly nudging you toward new ideas, trends, and even products. Think about it. You could be watching a cooking video, and suddenly, you're shown a sponsored post for a kitchen gadget you've never heard of. A few swipes later, you're considering buying it. How did TikTok know that? Well, it didn't just guess. You've probably watched enough similar content for TikTok to know what you like and what you're likely to buy. This type of micro-influencing happens all the time on TikTok. And it doesn't just affect what products you buy. It influences the way you think, feel, and even interact with the world around you. It's shaping your identity, even when you're not aware of it. And here's the thing, this is happening to millions of people at once. TikTok has become one of the most powerful tools in the world for shaping personal and collective behavior. But the real question is, how much control do we really have when TikTok is so in tune with our deepest desires? Speaking of identity, let's look at how TikTok is shaping your social identity. TikTok doesn't just show you content, it shows you content that reinforces the way you see yourself. For example, if you've watched a lot of self-help videos, motivational speakers, or health-related content, TikTok will continue to suggest more of the same. This creates a feedback loop. The more you engage with certain types of videos, the more the algorithm learns about you and the more it reinforces your identity. You're not just consuming content, you're being shaped by it. And you might not even realize it. This feedback loop is incredibly powerful. Over time, TikTok's algorithm doesn't just know what you like, it knows who you are. It can predict your future behavior, suggest new trends, and even influence the way you interact with your friends and family. Whether you realize it or not, TikTok is helping to form your worldview, your opinions, and your next steps in life. Now, let's talk about something even more unsettling, the power TikTok has to manipulate you. We already know that TikTok influences what you watch, how you feel, and even what you buy, but what happens when that power is used to manipulate your decisions? TikTok doesn't just nudge you toward a product or a trend, it can change your political views, your opinions on global events, and even how you feel about social issues. If TikTok's algorithm can manipulate your emotions with a funny video, imagine what it can do with more serious content. Every time you watch a political debate video or a viral news story, TikTok is tracking your reactions. It knows how you feel about certain issues, and it can tailor your feed to reflect those emotions, often reinforcing your existing beliefs. This creates an environment where your views are constantly being shaped and manipulated by TikTok, all without you even realizing it. And this is something that goes way beyond entertainment, it's about shaping the way people think and feel on a massive scale. So, what's next for TikTok? Well, it's only going to get smarter. As AI technology advances, TikTok's algorithm will be able to read even deeper into your behavior and emotions. Imagine a future where TikTok doesn't just recommend videos, it predicts your life. It could understand your needs before you even articulate them. It could offer personalized experiences, curate your friendships, and even suggest what you should be doing tomorrow, all based on patterns it's learned from your data. And let's not forget about the role of TikTok in geopolitics and social movements. TikTok is already a driving force in shaping culture around the world. Whether it's global protests, political revolutions, or social justice movements, TikTok is not just a passive platform for sharing content, it's an active participant in shaping global culture. And that's what makes it so powerful and so potentially dangerous. So, what's the takeaway here? TikTok isn't just an app for dancing and memes, it's a digital powerhouse that knows you better than your best friend. It understands your emotions, it shapes your opinions, and it influences your behavior in ways you can't even begin to understand. And the scariest part? It's just getting started. The more data TikTok collects, the smarter it gets, and the more control it gains over your thoughts, your actions, and even your identity. So the next time you open TikTok, just remember, the app isn't just feeding you content, it's feeding on you.